Hello. I'm not running right now, I'm just walking. But I wanted to make a little addendum to the latest edition of the run vlog, I guess, because I didn't really video it. I just sort of took a little short of it because I was just kind of in the zone and I didn't really want to break focus. And then, of course, I was a little winded after and had some other stuff to do. So I didn't make an addendum then. My run day is tomorrow. It usually is on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. And then the other days that I'm not running, I'm working out. Push-ups, leg lifts, other exercises in between. But today I decided that before I do a workout, I'd go on a little walk. Maybe not so little, but, so, about the run the other day. So I think the reason that there's a couple of reasons that I was able to go as far as I did, which isn't far for some people, but it was far for me. And when talking about personal goals in general, I mean, if you think about it all, goals are somewhat personal. But when talking about personal goals, it's hard to sort of relay what I want to say, because at first it almost seems like I'm just saying don't work too hard to achieve them, which is totally false. You should work as hard as you can, but you have to remember that it's your goal. It's not someone else's. So it's okay to have inspirations, but not idols. You know, I'd look at my other friends, I'd look at people around me, and I had this fallacy in my head that they were all doing so much better than me. Well, maybe in general, sure, but I mean, at the end of the day, can't really focus on that. So I'd look at that, and I thought that that was inspiration to achieve said goals, but then I would try to achieve them, fall short of a standard that was too hard for me at the time, and then I would beat myself up over it. And when you beat yourself up over something and you already give up easily, you're just going to give up all the more easy. But the other day when I went on that run, I did a couple things. I didn't beat myself up too hard, even though I woke up late in the day, and I thought, I'm not going to get much of anything done. This day is a total loss. But, you know, I did get some stuff done. And then I went on that run. And usually how my runs start is that I will just start sort of, not necessarily booking it, but it is up a hill. The first stretch of the run is up a hill. And I would tell myself that even though it was uphill, I wasn't going fast enough. And so I would push myself and be winded by the time I got to the top of that hill. But I would still keep going. However, I've already reduced the amount of energy that I will have on that entire run by quite a bit. And so I would usually only be able to run like 3 kilometers, which, you know, for me is still pretty good. But, you know, it could be better. So, especially after how many months of doing this? 6, 7 months of doing this. So I started out a little slower. And then, you know, I slowed down a couple points. I didn't just like keep on running at my normal pace. I slowed down my running into sort of a jog and sometimes a very slow run, but I didn't ever stop, and I didn't ever, you know, start just walking. There was a couple times where I slowed pace by a lot because of mud. I didn't want to slip. I didn't want to, you know, fall over, because that would really stop me dead in my tracks. But, you know, I sped up instantly after the mud had cleared, which was only a couple seconds. And then there was one maybe 2-second increment that I stopped because I decided to turn around and go a different trail. I started to go up one and then turned around and went a different trail. And then there was one time where I would just stop for 5 seconds because I was winded. But there's something to be said that ended up being my longest run ever. I don't think I've ever ran 7 kilometers almost straight. 7.8 kilometers almost straight. Because of these sort of delusions I had in my head. Now, the takeaway here is while I was on that run, I sort of realized that, I've done all these things to sort of give myself a little breather, a little bit of wiggle room for my standards, and it paid off. And that's because I realized that David Goggins is David Goggins, but, I'm not there. I'm not David Goggins. So it's okay for me not to be, at least for the time being anyways. Because, it's not, his goals are his goals, but my goals aren't his goals. I think he would probably say the same thing. So I have to do all that I can to achieve those goals, but they're mine. They're not someone else's. So if I am idolizing other people in my life, and, it's not even just the big celebrities or the big name faces. It's also just my peers around me, because a lot of my peers, most of them to all of them, are a lot stronger or a lot more active and more responsible too. But it's still my personal goal to get to where they are, or just, I guess, to be responsible. Not even necessarily to get to where they are, because the goal doesn't end once I get there. The goal continues. It's self-improvement. It's not something that you just achieve. It's a never-ending process. And that's what's great about it, is that there's not an end to it. Not really. So this video's already gone on really long, so I guess I'll just say that, the biggest reason that I was able to go on a 7.8 kilometer run, which is a huge milestone for me personally, was because I let go of the standard that I set through other people. I let go of the fact that all my peers probably run longer than that on a semi-daily basis, that all my peers are waking up a lot earlier and getting a lot more stuff done throughout the day. I let go of that, and then I was able to achieve higher results, because it's not their goal and it's not their standard, it's mine. And so I set the limits for myself. Now, on the outset, that may seem like I'm just making excuses for myself to be lazy, but it couldn't be farther from the truth. It really couldn't be, because self-discipline isn't about when you don't achieve a goal, you beat yourself up. Self-discipline is just making sure you try to do the thing. If you can't do the thing, do a little bit less, but don't not do it. And then, no matter what happens, just take it in stride. And take it in stride just means that when you wake up late, don't say, I'm not going to get anything done. Just, get as much as you can done. If you're feeling tired throughout the day, then just do little bits here and there. And slowly over time, try to challenge yourself. Maybe do a little bit more. Get up a little bit earlier. But just make sure that you're not, staying in the same place. Because for you, the best thing you can do is not do that. The best thing you can do is challenge yourself. But don't challenge yourself through other people's measures always. Don't challenge yourself to be David Goggins, and then when you're not David Goggins in a week, just say, oh, what a lazy piece of garbage I am. I can't believe myself. I'm just going to quit. Because that's actually how most all New Year's resolutions go. And since it's kind of, I guess we're a little out of the month of January, but since it's kind of the new year, that's sort of, I think, the mindset that everyone should take into the new year, is that it's your goal. Do all you can to achieve it, but don't let someone else define it for you.